Okay guys, so today's program is about putting everything together. So we're going to be putting punches, kicks, elbows, knees, starting to incorporate everything together instead of separate. Now, today's warm-up, you're going to start off with 5 minutes of skipping. Once you've done 5 minutes of skipping, you've got 10 push-ups, 10 sit-ups, 50 straight punches, making sure we're fully extending on our punches. Then you have 50 walking knees. So walking knees, you can do either in a straight line or around in a rectangle, like we've been doing around the mat. So your walking knees being so making sure when we're doing our walking knees, we're focusing on driving the knee forwards, not just up, we're not just marching. Knee comes up, drive the hips forwards, and control the step down. Okay guys, next up, we have some different footwork drills. So these are some we've been practicing in class, but let's run through them anyway. So starting in your stance, guard up nice and high, we're going to hop in and hop out. Now when we hop in, the front foot's going to end up inside the rungs of the ladder, and then we bounce back out. So we shouldn't land flat-footed and then step back. It's going to be a bounce in, bounce back. Now when you bounce into the ladder, both feet have to make contact with the floor, one inside the ladder, one outside the ladder. When we bounce out, same thing. So it should look a little like this. This is stage one. Step across. Step across. So you do that all the way down the ladder, all the way back. If you don't have a ladder, super easy. Get some chalk, or some texture, or some paint, or whatever, and draw one on the floor. Once we've done stage one, we can move on to stage two, which instead of stepping across, we just bounce across as we go. So in, out, all the way up, all the way back. Stage three is adding on a jab. So you don't have to put a forceful jab onto it, just throw your left arm out. Making sure we're not getting too heavy on the front foot. And then lastly, stage four will be alternating between a jab and a cross. So make sure you're focusing on what you're doing with the opposite arm. Don't just throw your punch here and here. Hands up, tight to your head. Okay guys, now I'm not sure how good you can see this with the lighting, but on the floor, I have a star marker. So there's 8 sections. Now the rule is, you can only have one foot in each section. So in our stance, if I'm starting here, if you can see, there is a chalk line running down between my stance. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do some pivots off on 45-degree angles, all the way around the star and then back. So just a basic footwork drill. So in your stance, guard up nice and high, whichever way we're moving. So to start with, we're going to be moving to our left. We need to step with our left foot because we don't want to cross our feet over because that's going to compromise our balance and our ability to throw strikes. So from here, left foot steps, and then I rotate so that my toes of my lead foot are facing in towards the middle of the star. So again, step and pivot, one foot in each segment, step and pivot, step and pivot, step and pivot. Now as you're doing this, try and bend those knees and sit down a little bit. If we're doing it really tall, it's going to be really, really awkward and clunky. Once we've done it a few times through, so let's say to start with, 3 times around one way. Then we're going to go back the other way. So if I'm moving to my right foot steps first. So I step with my right foot over the line, pivot, toes facing towards the center. Step and pivot, Again, make sure only one foot in each segment at a time. Once we've done that 3 times, we're going to start adding strikes. So to the left, we're going to go step, pivot, jab, cross, step, pivot, jab, cross. Don't jab, cross until your feet are planted. Then when we go the other way, step, pivot, cross, hook. Now hold that hook position for a couple of seconds. Make sure our weight has shifted from front foot to back foot, hips from left to right, elbow as high as a fist, right hand up. Back to my stance again. 1, 2, cross, hook. Hold it. 1, 2, cross, hook, cross, hook. So you do that a few times around, 2 or 3 times on each of the left and then right with the strikes. Then you're going to start mixing it up. So you might start going 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then what you might have, if you have someone with you, get them to call left or right. Or if you're by yourself, get your phone and just randomly say left, 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 right, left, right. So you're just going to move in correspondence to that direction. So someone yells out left, boom, jab, cross. They yell out right, cross, hook, right, cross, hook. And challenge yourself to be able to get this right with a little bit of speed. Give it a go, have some fun with it. Today's bag work, we're going to be spending 90 seconds to 2 minutes, up to you, so set a timer, going over the following techniques. Right spinning elbow, left spinning elbow, jab, cross, body rip, right spearing elbow, jab, cross, switch knee into a right spearing elbow. So to start with the spinning elbow, in your stance, facing a bag. If you don't have a bag, we can do this in the air or on pads. You're going to start off by making sure that our first movement is stepping the left foot across the body. So it should step, if you imagine the line running from your right foot, we need to step across that, slightly forwards. Then from here, we're going to rotate, keeping our feet glued to the floor. They can swivel, but they can't step. We're going to swivel, look over our shoulder, and then unleash the right elbow. And then we just reverse and come back to our stance. So again, step, turn and look over the shoulder, right elbow. One more time, nice and slow. And then we just start adding a little bit of speed onto it. That's our right spinning elbow. Or our left. We start a little bit further back because we're going to step into it. So we're going to step across in front of our left foot. So if we imagine a line, we've got to step over that line. Then same thing, feet are glued to the floor. We turn, we look over our shoulder, and we unleash that left elbow. And then we come back the same way. So step, turn, look over the shoulder, elbow. One more. Now a bit of speed. Now, once we've done that, we have jab, cross, left body rip, spearing elbow. So the spearing elbow is coming straight forwards, hand stays the same side of your head. We don't cross over like this. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. On the bag. Then our last drill, the last 90 seconds or 2 minutes. Jab, cross, switch knee. As we step down, right spearing elbow. Again, jab, cross, switch knee, right elbow. One more time. On the bag. Give it a go, guys. So when you run through these drills, stop, pause, rewind. Make sure we get the technique right. Spend as much time as you need to. If 2 minutes or 90 seconds is enough, do longer. Enjoy. Okay, guys, your finisher for today's class is 5 3-minute rounds of shadow sparring, bag work, or pad work. Okay, so if you have a partner, got a brother or a sister who's training as well, alternate and make sure you do 5 rounds each. If not, shadow sparring, if you have no bag. If you have a bag, or even if you have some pads, I put up a video earlier with one pad set up on a post at punching height, one pad's down low for a leg kick. Okay, you can practice on that as well. So 5 3-minute rounds, have about 30 to 40 seconds rest in between. In between, push-ups and sit-ups, 10 and 10. Once we've done that, you've got 150 teeps and 150 knees. Again, if you've got a bag, do it on the bag as we would in class. If you don't have a bag, use a brick wall. Maybe not for the knees, but for the teeps. Otherwise, just in the air. 150, and then knees in the air as well, so skip knees. So knee, knee, knee. Imagine you're clinching onto someone or grabbing a hold of the bag. So here, knee, skip, knee, skip, knee, skip. Once you've done that, 50 sit-ups. Enjoy.